Welcome to my channel and a happy new year. For everyone who has been promoting the channel, supporting the channel, I really appreciate you. This year I'm going to be focusing more on equipping you with as many tools as possible to help you get by. And today's platform is IPCook. It's a very interesting platform and I thought that I should share with you because there are many updates that came in during December, and these updates are really important because most people will be left out, most people won't be able to access accounts, and that's why I'm here. So on this platform, it's one of the best platforms I've found over the recent days in terms of proxies, because proxy is the most essential tool that you can imagine. It's the most essential tool because it keeps your location incognito and you're able to task effectively. So when you go to IPCook, this is the dashboard. This is how it looks like. First of all, they're giving you, they have three types of proxy. And when you go to the three types of proxy that they have, we have the ISP, this is the internet service provider, we have the data centers, and we have the residential. Forget about the data center. Anyone who's dealing with anyone who's in the remote workspace, they basically want to concentrate with the ISP and the residential. Okay, so we are going to be exploring this website together, and I'm going to show you how to navigate and why do I think that this is one amongst the websites or amongst the tools that you need to have on your checklist. So as you can see here on the screen, when you click the dashboard, this is what you are having here. So they have the ISP there, the data center there, and when I click by proxy, I'm going to see all the categories there. So they have the residential, the ISP, and the data center. Now, the residential and the ISP, they are highly applicable in the remote workspace. So we're going to start with the residential. What are some of the things that I feel that this website has that majority of platforms don't really have? And the first thing is the fair prices. Let's face it, guys, proxies are quite expensive, and majority of people who have been in the online space, it's one of the things that you have to heavily invest on or requires you to chop in some money. And for this platform, I feel like they are very fair in terms of prices. Beginning with $3, you can get a package as low as $3. Guys, most of online platforms, you cannot get a decent proxy. If you go to IP Royal, you're going to notice the same residential proxy is going for $12, which is very peculiar because these people are giving you 3 GB. And just so that you guys know, I'm not just bluffing. Let me just show you IP Royal. You're going to see a residential on IP Royal. How much is a residential proxy on IP Royal? Let me access this so that I can show you. So during the holidays, by the Happy New Year, guys, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. During the holidays, there are so many changes that came up in the remote workspace, and these changes are going to determine if people are going to maintain their accounts or not. And so you have to be very keen. First of all, you have to know how you're going to save some money. So when you go to the residential here, you're going to notice that the same proxies here are going for up to $12 plus taxes. That is around $14. But this platform right here, they're doing it for a very fair price. So you can buy even a very small price from a very fair price, sorry. And you can see the other thing that is very important is when you're in a session. Let's say you bought a New York proxy, and when you buy a New York proxy, it should basically be able to stay, maybe it stays in Brooklyn. Maybe if you have to pinpoint, it's in Brooklyn, a certain area, right? Most residential proxies are not able to stay in a sticky situation or a sticky location for a long time. They tend to change. But for this platform, you can see right here that it stays sticky for up to 24 hours. That is something very important because you buy a proxy, you buy a residential proxy from maybe a website called X, and when you buy this residential proxy, you set it up, you have started tasking, it's not able to be sticky in one location for a long period of time. But as compared to this platform, you can see it's up to 24 hours. The other most important thing, you and your friends can be able, instead of you buying proxies separately, let's say you and your friends have $10 each. Instead of your friend getting a proxy, another friend getting a proxy, you can be able to buy one proxy and have 10 sub accounts. Very important, because now you're able to save at least some good money. And I think this is very interesting, and it's very awesome, because if you can be able to create sub accounts, then all you need is you and your friends to bring this to bring your money together, and you're able to come up with something solid. So I think this is a win. I think it's among the websites that I'm going to effectively be using, and it's very interesting. The other thing is a free geo-targeting, which is very also important, because majority of proxy companies, yes, they allow you to buy maybe a New York proxy, but you're not able to pinpoint the exact location that you'd want. So let's say you have someone in abroad, they have given you their account, they want you to operate on their account. You can be able to buy a proxy that mimics their location. You're able to buy a proxy that mimics their location. That is very important, guys. So when you look at how the residential is, they have so many. You are able to switch between HTTP and SOCKS 5, which is very important, guys, because and by the way, people keep asking, what's the difference? It's like saying iPhone X or iPhone X Plus, okay? SOCKS 5 is like the top, in that category, SOCKS 5 is like the best when it comes to operating online. And the other one is the ISP, of course. They do have the ISP, which is provided in HTTP. And you can see the countries that are, they're providing for the countries that it is available on. So you can see United States, Canada, Great Britain, Japan, and Vietnam. And this is very interesting because majority of online companies don't really have a lot of broad options when it comes to the ISPs. But for this particular website, you are able to get that. So, and they have providing it with a very cheap price. You can see right here. Let me just close this one. Yeah, you can see that they are doing it at a small price of, let me just bring this here so that you guys can be able to see. Yeah, they're doing it at $2. Guys, at $2, this is very interesting. And you're able to, of course, switch between, and they also are providing many IPs. You can be able to even buy 100 locations, guys. You can be able to buy 100 locations. This is very interesting, and it is very awesome. So you can be able, you can be able to, let's go up here. Let me scroll. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Okay, that is the ISP. So, and then here's the now this is where you create the sub accounts. Let me see if I'm going to be able to open my dashboard, and I'm going to show you. It's very interesting because you are able, let's say you can be able to buy 10 GBs, and then say you're going to use 3 GBs probably for Australia, you're going to use maybe 2 GBs for United States, then you're going to use maybe 3 GB for maybe UK. This is very interesting because not so many online platforms have, provide that level of flexibility, at the same time being able to give you such a variety of options. You can see here I did have some balance on my account. So I'm going to show you how you can go about it. So the first thing, I can go and click, you can see I had created a sub account right here, and I had dedicated it to a certain, so I'm able to even be able to create my own password. So you and your friends can even bring money together, buy one proxy, but you want to work in Australia, or friends want to do maybe Sweden, or you want to do an online platform that is found in maybe United States. You guys are able to bring money together and able to create different accounts, but the same GB of proxy, but different, different usage cases because of the countries, and you're able to do exactly that. Here, let me delete this sub account and I'm able to create another one. So let's see. So when you're creating a sub account, it's quite easy. The first thing, of course, is the password. I can be able to do that. The password, I can be able to do that. You can also allocate the GBs. Guys, most platforms, as much as they have that feature, they don't allow an extensive usage of that feature. Now, I know I'm talking to people who have been working online and people who probably even have accounts and other people that are working on these accounts. And one of the challenges that I saw was maybe when you are working with, you're having a different account, you might give someone an account and they want to buy maybe a proxy somewhere else, which results to the account being banned. But in this case, you're able to, let's say, buy 10 GBs and you're able to allocate and say that a specific person, I know their use case, I'm going to give them maybe 1 GB, right? And you're able to do that, which is very interesting because if you create sub accounts, you are able to manage all these and you're able to do it very easily. So it's a very interesting platform. You are able to create here. You can see I'm able to choose the country that I want. Here I can say United States. Here I can say maybe, let's go with Texas. Here I can say SOX 5. Is it random? No, I want a sticky. And how sticky, how long? You can see hours and they're going up to 24 hours. I'm able to do that. I'm able to say stick in one location for 24 hours. They give you that. I'm able to even choose a sub account that I want to dedicate this proxy for. I'm able to do that, and then you create a username and all that, and the proxy is generated and you're able to copy it in your browser. Whatever browser that you're using, you are able to go about business. You're able to go on with your business and everything is easy. But these are one of the platforms that I checked out and I thought to myself that this would be a legit, solid platform coming 2026. Now that we're in the year 2026, you need solid tools. There have been so many updates. Many people, the proxies that they were using last year, they can't be able to be accessing new opportunities. So this is something that I want you to check it out. You can Google or you can still use the link in the description. Go and check the website out. Let me know what is your experience and what you're thinking about in there. Generally what your experience was when you are using this platform. So let me know, and in case you have any questions, make sure you can leave your questions on the DM. I'll be answering all that, and I'll be creating more content, more videos on upcoming websites or websites that are active, websites that you can be able to earn from. So with that said, I wish you a very, very lovely day, night, depending on where you are, and make sure that you follow my channel. Stay tuned for new updates. Thank you so much.